Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, out in the world of Twitch and X-Plane flight simming. We are sitting on the ramp here at FedEx's hub in Newark, getting ready to take out the Zibo 737 for a run down to Greensboro. Um, Basically going from one hub to a regional hub. If time permits, we may try for a second one, but I do not think it will permit. We'll find out as we progress down there. We are up and running on POSCON, so feel free to join us there. I'm going to just make sure everything's up and running for us like it should be there. Okay, so yes, we are on the map there at Newark, up in New York's airspace. Um, Sorry, whoops. There it goes. Okay, that little icon, by the way, let me pull that back up. I didn't know. Uh, we just took an update here in X-Plane, and I'm sure the other platforms probably did, but can't confirm. You're going to see POSCON come up when you're launching from the POSCON launcher. All you have to do to get rid of it's click auto speed. And if you click close to the end there, it comes back. Oh, I actually think I see a line there. All right. So anyway, that was something nice to run into. But anyway, here it is. 00 dash Golf Kilo Echo. It is one of the first, I believe, 737-800s for FedEx, converted, obviously. And it was primarily set up with TNT over in Europe out of Liege. So I haven't found one yet that I like to bring into with an N November number, but this works just fine for me. So what we're going to do real quick here to get things rolling is get our pre-flight brief going and file our flight plan and blast off out of Newark, headed down to Greensboro. And there's some toolkit. So for the pre-flight brief, I'm just getting things set up in the background here. Okay, so on this page, you're going to see in the upper left the flight plan, which I put also in the chat box. If you missed it, which looks like barely is on mine, Biggie to Quebec 75, to give, I'm sorry, Golf Victor Echo to Juliet 37, to Lima Yankee Hotel into Greensboro on the Henby 3 arrival. Now, as you can tell, we're planning 22 right out of Newark, 5 right into Greensboro. Oh, I do apologize for that big yawn there, folks. All right, so Newark is 17 feet above sea level. We got 22 right as our runway. It's 11,000 feet long on a heading of 219. Greensboro, on the other hand, is 926 feet above sea level. Runway 5 right is 10,000 feet long on a heading of 051. There is our ILS information if we don't find it on our charts. Okay, moving over real quick to the other side. Well, let me show the loadout. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Sorry. Payload for today is 40,600 pounds. Quite a heavy 737 going out of here. Don't mind this. This is because the different flight planning softwares have it equated a freighter version yet. So, but anyway, we are in pounds here. So again, 40,600 is our payload. 135,379 for our zero fuel weight. We're going to be launching out of here with almost 16,000 pounds of fuel. Cost index for the flight is 85 and cruise altitude 34,000. Okay, for today's flight, again, cruise index or cost index is 8.5. Air distance 493. And we'll drop down. Oh, average wind 264 at 58. So we're going to be battling a little bit of a headwind. By the way, it works out the crosswind component. It may not be as bad as we think. And again, here's our fuel breakdown. We'll go with the reserve today with a reserve of 5.7. Okay. And here's in case we have to go to Charlotte, which is our alternate, 103 miles away. And again, our routing. Next up will be our times, block time of 149, scheduled 150, and then again a breakdown of our weights. Okay, real quick on the charts. Here's the actual route, how it will look via SimBrief. Now, this is the significant weather. Ooh. Yeah, looks like we're running into some stuff here. First off, we have a jet stream cutting across us right about mid-course. And I really wish it would have told us. Well, let's see. Maybe it will. Hang on. No, it's not going to. What is this significant area here? All right, well, we're running into something significant here, folks. I don't know. It's not telling us down here or up in the margins, so we'll have to kind of watch what's going on as we fly. 30,000, mostly west to east. This is more closer. This is our fly level. What am I saying? Again, that same zonal west to east flow. Looks like we're punching in the 50s to 60s, somewhere in that ballpark for the most part. And I don't anticipate a step climb. So that is going to wrap us up here with Sim Toolkit. Let's hop back into the cockpit here, and we're going to get into the cockpit acceptance. But I also, let me see if I can bring, I didn't want to bring that up. Let me see. All right. All right, so we got the live map. Let me fade that over here. All right, this is the live map for POSCON. We're this icon, hang on a second, right below the ATC. We're going to be coming down into Greensboro here. But first thing we got to do is file a flight plan. So let me come back here, clear that out. Okay, there it goes away. And just getting some things set up. So let me file this flight plan real quick. We're going, almost went with FATSIM. I know some of you would be jumping for joy. Yes, he's back on FATSIM. Not today. Okay, we're scheduling out. Oh boy. I'm not going to be able to do this much more, folks. Be able to just make it simple, easy in the mind here in St. Louis what the Z time is. We're going to be moving clocks. For those of you who did not know, you have one more week on normal time, and then we move forward. By the way, folks, spring forward means lose an hour of sleep. All right, so let me make sure everything's good to go here. And looks like it should be. Okay. And what I'm going to do, quickly, we're in KUSA under FDX811. And that little mic click it sounded like, that's just one of the sound effects from POSCON. There's our message, hopefully telling us to wait. Okay, well, we haven't gotten that yet, so... Oh, wait a minute. That was quick. Let us see. Okay, well, all we're going to be doing now is just kind of waiting this out. That's not a big deal. And let's get into these checklists so we can get rolling out of here, folks. Then see what we can do. All right, so real quick, to accept the cockpit, let's make sure a couple of things on the upper panel. First off, the battery switch obviously has to be on, but let's make sure it's in the guarded position. And it is. The standby power also on and guarded. Ground power is on. And we're going to set our volts to ground power. The left and right IRS modes need to go to... Hang on a second, I'm looking for them again. Okay. Basically what we're going to, we're on the wrong one anyway. The IRSs are way up here. Before I move them, for those of you who follow me here on both YouTube and Twitch, know that I'm going to move this switch up here to HDG heading slash STS. I call it status. And what it's going to do, and I'll show you, it's going to give us time to alignment, 7 minutes. And then real quick while we're here, let's do a flight data recorder check. Good. Mach speeds. Good. Stall warning, if you can hear them. Good. It's kind of low. We're 3 green. EECs are on and guarded. Oxygen is normal. Crew pass is normal. Interphone is off. And 1 light check. Okay, and the ELT is in the reset. We have 7 minutes, so we're going to drop back down to the other panel. Cabin and utility switches are in the on position. These 2 right here. The emergency exits are off. Exterior lights set. Now pushed all the way down, this second light switch, that is your just steady red and green on the wings. Finally, wrapping this up, where were we at? Anti-collision lights off. I've also got the logo lights on. Anti-collision is this one. Okay, window heats on as required. And then we're going to come down now and begin setting everything else. But pitot heat, anti-ice, both we're going to keep them in the off position. Electronic engine hydraulic pumps off, correction, on, electric off, and then all of the pumps for the fuel off. Okay. Trim air is on, isolation valve is open, packs are on, bleeds are on, and we're to where. All right, so we're to the point where we can fuel the plane, load the plane, which I've already got figured in, and get our IRS lined up. So we're going to come down to here. First off, let's check the time on it. We have 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do is get the plane loading with fuel here real quick. Now, like I said, I've already loaded us with our payload. Now we just got to load the fuel. So we go back 1. So you clicked payload. Now right below it is the fuel truck call. Click on it. We're just going to do a quick look outside the airplane. You get the fuel truck. Okay, we're going to come down. Hang on a second. I don't like blank panels. There we go. All right, so we're going to come down to the FMS now for the alignment. So we got the 737-800 with winglets. Everything looks good here. We are at Kilo Echo Whiskey Romeo. And IRS today is even. So I go with the right. Go back, put it in, and we are now aligned. And then we'll start our FMS programming here real quick. GSO. Oh, we have a flight number. Hang on a second. Let me pull it from over here. 1040. So we'll go with that. Put that right here under flight number. And then, now some people will put their arrival or departure in first. I just put the route in first. So let's see here. We're going Biggie, which is BIGGY. Now, without having to go to the chart, it's easy to tell which one to choose. We're in the Western Hemisphere, so that's the one. Next up is our Airway of Quebec. 75. And then we are going to go ahead and close that off at, where are you? G, B, E. All right, then finally we have Golf, or I'm sorry, Juliet 37. And that goes to Lima Yankee Hotel. Yeah. Okay. And folks, that's it to the flight plan. So we're going to simply activate, execute, come back. We're going to click FMS and go straight to progress. 392 miles as of right now for this flight plan. I'm just going to do a quick look here. So anywhere between 387 and 493. Now I get that from the sim brief portion of that's on Sim Toolkit. Under air distance and G/C distance. As long as they fall into there, I feel the flight plan's okay. Okay, I'm just doing a quick, make sure nothing's changed. Okay. All right, so now that we know that, normally I would click save route, but it doesn't work. So what I'm going to do now is put in the runway departure. Now I did not post this up there, and I want to make sure I get the right one here, so hang on a second. And get the right flight. All right. Hang on a second, folks. Oh, where are SIDS? We're not going off on the 4s. We're going off on the 2.2s. Just made a quick change here. So what we're going to be doing is the Newark, what I like to call the Newark, well, yeah, Newark 4. And what that'll do is it just allows the airplane to fly the departure, even though we're not filing the departure. So we're going to file for the Newark 4. So we go to departure, Newark 4. And we're going off 22 right. So as you click through this, it puts them in select. Now there is no transition, even though there are like, it seems like 100 of them, there are none. So we click execute and then go back to the route. Click the legs page real quick. And we're just looking for discontinuities. Now, with the flight being about an hour long, I'm going to go ahead and get us set up on the Henby 3 Lynchburg transition. Now, you saw how that worked out. Now, they're all selected. We're going to hold on a runway selection until we get airborne. Then we'll make it. More than likely, though, it's going to be 5 right. I think the winds were like 3. No, what were they? We can get that also right off of Sim Toolkit. Oh, they were 310. Huh. That's kind of interesting because a 310, that's 40, 50. Huh. The 2.3s would actually be more favorable. Again, we'll work it out in air. But right now, both places, VFR, we don't have to worry about weather. So that's one plus on our side. Okay, so we got that much put in, which is great. We'll go back to the route page one last time. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I didn't want to do that. Sorry, folks. Legs. Okay. There shouldn't be any. Okay. So back to route. Let me make sure we're done fueling, and it looks like we are. Let me do one check. Loaded. Okay, so we're loaded, and that means we can immediately go into the perf init, which is 15.9. Okay, there's our fuel. Now for your zero fuel, just click the line select key right next to it, puts it in there. Again, our reserve, we're going to run 5.7. The noise in the background is the crew's getting the last bit of stuff stowed away. And 34. Okay. Now before we hit execute, remember we have a averaged wind up here. That was again 264 at 58. So let's plug that in. 264 at 58 goes there. I do not know what or how to find the information to plug in here, so I leave it empty. Now we'll click execute, go on to N1. Now I use a program that I can't bring up to show you, and I do apologize. It's called TopCat. I'm still trying to learn this ACARS way around. It's pretty cool. Got this all not even. We'll get rid of that. Update. Okay. Okay, so takeoff data. We are looking at. All right. Flaps 1, takeoff of 49 degrees. So we're going to be TO. And we're going to put 49. And it's going to say we need to do a climb 2 out of here. I think that's okay. So we're going to continue. Now, what we're going to do is go to the next page first, put the runway, wind, and hang on a second here. I'm doing a couple of things here. Wind is 310 at 16. Heading, wind. Let me try that again. Wind heading, wind speed. I don't know. Again, forgive me. Gosh, excuse me, I got hiccups. I don't know how to put the slope in, but the heading I do. And that is 219. And I did it wrong. Sorry, hang on a second, folks. 219. Got to put the slash mark in when you're going for that spot. Okay. Now, for my acceleration, I go with 1,500 feet. Climb 2. Next page puts us back where we started. Now, I'm going to click CG just to load it in. All you got to do is click that line select next to it. Again, we're going out flaps 1. Okay, now the printer tape would have came out with 151. Let's see. 152 and 150. Wow. I'm going to go with this one. 152 and 153. Okay. Now, so that gets us all set up to where we're able to continue on with the checklist from the reference point. So the probe heat, all of that's off. Trim air, isolation, bleeds are off. Cruise landing altitudes we need to set, and the fasten seatbelts can now go on. So we've got our cruise altitude set and landing altitude. Seatbelt sign on. And before I forget, folks, I'm going to start my ACARS program for FedEx Express Virtual. And it's just, let me see if you all can see this, because it is, he has been doing a lot of work here with it. So let's see, where is it? There it is. And I'm going to put it dead center for you so it's easy to see. Actually, I'm going to make it grow a little bit in size. There we go. Fade that over here. There we go. All right. So what we got to do, this virtual airline I belong to, FedEx Express Virtual, one of the key people that set this airline up is a guy that's done a lot of the tech stuff for him. This is the old ACARS, FS ACARS, modified and updated, and is flat out fantastic. But if you click dispatch here, we're departing, Kilo Echo Whiskey Romeo. We're arriving, Kilo Golf Sierra Oscar, 34,000. Flight plan, I don't know if it's going to put it. Nah, I didn't think we'd get that lucky. All right, hang on. There. And back. Okay, online, downlink. All right, so now, well, it didn't do what it did before. Why did I screw up something? Last time it loaded all of this stuff in. Oh well. Anyway, I was hoping to be able to show you that. But anyway, the big thing here makes this one so much easier than the rest of it. You know, all that format is actually optional. All you got to do is click start. Boom, it's ready to go. Let me try one more time. Ah, now it's loaded in. Okay. All right, folks. So there's the ACARS program for this. It is running, and I'm just going to do a quick check here out of sight to make sure. EWR, there I am on the map. Okay, it is loaded in. Had it one time where it said I had 15 hours to get to where I'm going, and I'm only like 300 miles out like this. So, and right now they have 12 aircraft flying. That's any of the networks out there. So, but anyway, FedEx Express Virtual is a good airline to check out if y'all are looking for one. I did file my flight plan. Yes, I did. Okay. And our CTAF, in case we need it, is 18,300. Okay, we'll get to that once we get to the radios. So we got the ACARS going, the route, the performance initialization, the N1 performance is put in, and the trim. We didn't show you the trim. Looks like they're calling us at 5.25. You know, that's one thing I never saw on the ACARS program produced. I do know where to find it, though. And by the way, the performance information we put in there, folks, it'll come up here for me in a second. will lend us with a margin of 2,300 feet of runway, so plenty of runway. And as you can see, since the IRS aligned, the kind of routing we're going to be doing out of Newark. It is kind of shoving you out to the Hudson, so your noise abatement, if you will. All right, so back up to the top. Wait a minute. Fuel's loaded, cruise set, seatbelts can be turned on. I'm on the wrong page. Altimeters need to be set. The cool thing about Zibo, everything I do here occurs over here, so I don't have to duplicate. I love that. Let's get off traffic here and here. Okay, and we're gonna okay, so battery switch is on. Okay, we've done all of these. Battery IRS off the nav. And next. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Okay, parking brake we did check is on. CDU's been pre-flighted. All right, so we're up to this one. Now, these are two rather long ones, so when we get done with what we're working with here, we'll come back and just kind of run check marks through. If I see something we missed, we'll come back and get it. So the currently right now, the altimeter, let's get to that page. The altimeter here at Newark as of 1851. So we're coming up on a change here, but it's showing 3007. And the one thing I love about the 7.3, I can read this real easy. Now, it changed there, it changed it there, and it changed it there. Perfect. So let's set our decision altitude. Up, we're on radio. So what I'm going to do, quick, and then come back down. I always set for 100. I don't know. There's a reason way back when, and it just stuck, and I have no idea why. We're at 20 feet, so we're going to run this up to about 400. And we're on VOR. And yeah, we'll keep it short range for now. We'll keep everything else off for now. We'll turn the flight directors on. And everything is now set. See, borrow is set to 400, and you'll find DH is set. There's our fuel load. All right, so that takes care of the altimeter, and we started some on the EFIS. Altitude, cruise, let's get all of that plugged in here. We'll just kind of squirt down. 153, 163. Okay. Oh, I really sucked. 219. Okay. And our cruise altitude, whoop, 34. Okay, folks, so we are set there. And let's go ahead, fire up the APU. The bleed is right now. So to do this, here's your APU bleed is off. We need to turn a fuel pump on. Left aft fuel pump. So it'll be this one. Wait for the light to go off. Okay. Now, to start the APU, it's pretty simple. Just 2 clicks. And wait for 3 seconds. It's going to go up for you. Okay, once the gen light is available, we'll click on it, make sure they're on, and then we'll turn the bleed on and we'll move the volts meter up to APU gen. Almost there. From here, okay, we're almost seeing it turn on. There it is. Okay, so we are now on the generator here. We can start boarding passengers if we were passenger. All right, so DC meters on that. And okay, so let's come back down again. 163, 219, 34,000. Minimums 100, borrow 400, set on both. Landing gear down. Speed brake down, and what do they call it here? Just down. Okay. Thrust levers are closed. Engine start levers. Right here, they are in the cutoff position. And parking brake set. Hang on a second. Okay, so now we're going to go back up to the top. All right, so the yaw damper can be turned on. The passengers are boarding. Okay, so we are now to that point with the push back and start. The only thing I'm going to do is change this back to PPOS for the position report. There's our actual, what we are on the ground. And we're at push and start. So we're going to, like I said, kind of rapid fire. First thing though, I know it's going to real quick ask for is the oxygen check. My 747 that I love to fly from Sparks does not have this gauge, so you can't do that, but you can here. Okay, mode control, EFIS, lights, clock. Okay, we'll get those real quick. We didn't do those. We're also going to do a fire check. So we'll show you that. Oh, there's where it is, down D10. Okay. The next ones are flap levers were down, parking brake set, engine levers cut off, stabilizers cut off, VHF radios, audio control, seats, and this. Okay. So here's where we're going to go to set the radio up for CTAF, which was again 11830. Okay, and we're on that now. Back to our real quick checklists, flap levers, seats, okay. The rest of this we can't do even if we tried. This one's 6 pages, so bear with me. Okay, so we're going to move back over to the console here to do the fire check. Let's, oh, might have just gotten our squawk code. 1106. Okay. So we got our squawk entered. That's awesome. Okay, so let's go back. We were getting ready to do a fire check. So where it says test here, make sure you have the left arrow. That'll just bring fault in APU. Right arrow turns the bells and the lights on. Come over here, do a squib check. Make sure you have So the retardant will blow in and do a test. Okay, so we're good on the fire check. Equipment cooling normal. Always have a hard time finding that switch. Oh, here they are, both in normal. Okay, and next page, we got the guard signs, windshield wipers, they're on, windshield heat's on, off, set, air conditioning set, pressurization set. Okay, today, ignition selection will be on the right side. What I do is basically alternate. Even days will be right, odd days will be left. Same thing with the GPS. Engine control is in auto. Mode control, EFIS set. Oxygen we could test and set over there. Takeoff, config, cabins off. Now this hold 1, hold 2, we saw it on both. I wanted to wait for this one, kind of come down a little so you can see. So here's hold 1, or light hold 1, hold 2. Basically, you're making sure they light up properly. First officer has 1, 2. Gonna click reset, and I'm gonna do a okay, and back. Okay, and we're not going to set the auto brake. We'll do that when we are ready to taxi. Now we're starting to get into the weather radar panel is set. We can't really do anything. Transponder codes in, and boom, the last 3 are done. So we are now to the before start checklist, which is also well, this one is flight door would be closed. We're cargo, we're not too worried. CDU display set. N1s will go through again. IAS bugs, and the MCP is set. So we're to pushback. Transponder as needed. Let's give it a try in testing. Not going to do it, so we're going to move up. Okay. All right, so for transponder, parking brake by ground handling. Basically, the big thing we need to do now is button the aircraft up. Okay, let's take a look outside real quick. Only thing we probably will see are chocks. Yeah, chocks are still on, but we're looking really for the doors. They're all closed. Okay, everything's good. Main door's closed, ladder's in. Okay, finally, let's, first thing I want to do is get the tug on its way. So better pushback is the tool we use for this. And we just go to pre-plan. And just going to have it do this.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Alright, so he's ready to come when we're ready. Let's do a quick departure brief here, and then we can get right into it. So we're going to bring Sim Toolkit over one more time. And for the departure brief, real quick, we'll look at it from the live map point of view. Maybe. Takes a second to reload. So here's our routing, a little bit of rain. I really don't know what the significant weather is down here, but they show something. Okay, so obviously for 2-2s, we got a long taxi. All right, so you can kind of see. Now, I've talked about this before. Um, Sometimes Sim Toolkit will always show you the runways and taxiways. They may or may not give you the letters. Same with the parking spots. They may or may not give you that. But folks, if you want to join in, my airplane, if I can get Sim Toolkit to behave, is right over here. I believe it's stand 33. Anywhere else you want to come up on an X-plane and POSCON, feel free. Love to have you flying along with us. Real quick, still working under the same weather, which updated at this time an hour ago. 310 at 16, gusts to 27. Ooh, windy. How to call New York City sometimes windy city. All right, we got 10 miles of visibility and a ceiling at 5,500 feet. It's VFR. 2 degrees above 0 Celsius, minus 12 on the dew point, and 30.07 for the altimeter. So basically for today's flight, if I come in anymore, we're going to be way up here. We're going to come out and either Alpha or Delta all the way down. It won't let us see it. 222 right, and that's what we take off on, and then we'll with what our departure will tell us. Always like starting it this way, just seems to help out. Okay, and again, current weather is also an hour old. 310 at 12, gusting to 18, and 25,000 foot ceiling. It's 11 degrees Celsius there, so weather-wise, we look good. All right, so let's move into it now, shall we? Okay, we're pulling up NavGraph. We're going to start with the airport. Again, just so people who are familiar with Newark. Okay, we all know, if you're not, down at the southwest end is FedEx. You got 3 ramps, so to speak. These 2 are your mainline cargo. This one's your regional, your Cessna 208 and ATR. Um, will come out, like I said. We're going to push back facing east. And then we're going to come out onto Papa Alpha to Alpha, followed all the way down. And then you can kind of see up here, hold short 1. That's right at the end of our runway. Technically, we could cut it off at Whiskey and go there. I'm going to use the whole runway. What the heck? Okay, once we're airborne, this is the part that's always fun out of here. We're going to fly. Well, I've got instructions, but you can kind of see it's like a noise abatement. We don't go all the way out into Hudson because it's almost into the bay here, where Newark is. Now, they do say to maintain 2,500, so let's get to the instructions here. You can see there are quite a few. Departures 19.2, 17 feet above sea level. Initial climb. So we're going to climb heading 219 to 500 feet. Then we're going to do a left turn to 190, direct for 2.3 DME of ILSQ. And then we're going to do a climbing right turn to 220 to maintain 2,500. I'm sorry, that was 22 left. Basically, it's the same thing. We're going to, on 22 right, we're going to pretty much turn 190, same point, 2.3 DME of ILSQ. We're going to make a right turn to 220 and maintain flight level or 2500. From there, we are going out per um, um, vectors. Expect clearance to filed altitude 10 minutes after. Okay, now for Biggie, which is what we're going, they recommend we're supposed to go to SPJ. So we're going to make sure that's in there if it's not already. And then on course. So pretty, not too tough to take here. We're going to go ahead and just climb to 34,000. Okay, and then here is just kind of giving you an idea. Hang on a second. That's not what I wanted to do. Dang it. Okay, so we're taking 22 right. Okay, and we'll leave it like that. All right, folks. Again, hang on a second. Get this pulled out. And again, the big thing here is that we're going to turn to 190 and then 220. Pretty quick, pretty fast. That's the way this approach is. Now, V speeds one more time. We're at I think we set 142. Let's just do it 142 for V1, 152 for rotate, and 153 for V2. 163 is our climb out speed. And we are ready, folks, to push and start.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, so here comes the tug. Okay, so for the checklist here, while he's pulling up, System B, electric, on. Fuel pumps, on. We do not have center fuel. Anti-collision light, on. Position lights, steady. Okay, so 3 down. And the auto throttle, they like us to arm now. I try to stay away from that. Let's get these chocks removed. Chocks are removed. You can tell I like to check myself quite a bit.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
We'll go ahead and start that clock. And we're ready for the engine start. So, according to Zibo, let's see how we're doing. Okay. I find it sometimes funny how this airplane just kind of floats around. It doesn't want to settle. Hopefully that won't be a problem on our flight today.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Okay, so he wants the parking brake off, so what we'll do, first off, let me just make sure that's off. We're on. Okay. I don't want to move us if we're not in the proper configuration. And here we go.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
Okay, the engine start here is pretty simple. What we'll do, make sure your fuel pumps are on. The big thing, left and right packs have to be off. Ignition, we choose left or right. Again, we chose left, or I'm sorry, right today. And at that point, we can, I'm going to kind of switch here. Okay, so we're going to start number 2 first. One click to the left. And what we're going to be doing is watching our N2 build here. We're looking for 17 minimum, 25 the max. Okay, we can take it up. And then scooting up, no, I'm going to come out a little bit here. You can see the EGT coming up. Okay, the big thing is 52, that should move back. There it went, clicked back, valves turned off, starter disconnect for number 2. Then we just wait for them to stabilize. And then we repeat the same thing. Just got to make sure packs didn't turn on. They did not. So, one click. N2 is building. There's 15.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
And what I'm going to do is go ahead and at least get one generator on. And once we stabilize, 52, you can see it moved. And now we just run back and starter disconnect occurred. Okay, disconnect and hand signals. All right, so folks, from here on, all we got to do is taxi out to the runway and get going here. We got an after start to run real quick. Kind of waiting on him to tell me the pin's pulled.
Hose disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Okay. So I want the generators on so we're on internal power as quickly as possible. Okay. That fire warning just seems to be really lit up. Okay, so engine 1 and 2 gens are on. Let's get up here on the top. System A hydraulic pump. We need to turn that on. Let's move to Gen 1. And coming down, probe heat on. We're going to run with engine, anti-ice. Left and right packs can now go back to auto. Isolation valve is at auto. APU bleed off. And the APU can now go off. Okay, that brings us up to the taxi checklist. And we're going to run real quick like normal. And again, Zibo has a really good pack of checklists in here. If you're not sure what to do, kind of just go through. I just did that. All right, so there's our gens. I do know one thing I need to do. Back up at 5. I always forget. That's why I run both sets. Make sure your engine starts switches, not levers, switches. Go to continuous. Start levers are at idle. Ground equipment's clear. Flap levers, we still got to set flight control and set that to blank. So what is all of that mumbo jumbo? Well, first off, we know the flaps go to 1. That'll be red, it'll switch to green. What I also will have you do, or you can do if you'd like, click status, roll down, and this is the easiest way to know what your control surfaces are doing here in this test. Okay, flaps are green, so we're going to do a quick left, right aileron. And you can see that this second half kind of like control, that's your spoilers that come up to help in turns. Okay, elevator. Rudder. Okay, and flaps are green. All right, so we are, folks, ready to taxi out. Taxi checklist, flaps and takeoff position, taxi lights on, runway turn off lights as required. Sorry for that, folks. No, I do not want my APU. And trim. Let's bring that up to the proper level. Parking brake off. Here we go, folks. Now I have not started my clock. That's when I get to the runway. Oh, you gotta love live ATC. There they go. Ah, they might have switched to the 4s. Oh, wait. All right, so what we're going to do here, if that happened, we'll make that change happen real quick in our... We'll hold right here. Okay. Sim toolkit, weather, 1731. It's 315. Huh. All right, we're going to continue taxi here. Let this vehicle traffic get through real quick and then we'll go. Really want to see that windsock. All right, I'm looking at that windsock and it sure looks like it's pointing for the fours. All right, so let's go on up to the runway. We're going to take the fours like live traffic seems to be showing. Yeah, I debated this. Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm going to hold right here because they'll taxi right through me. Okay. All right, so how do we do a runway change? All right, very simple. We're going to come to the FMS. First thing I want to do is make sure okay. The actual good thing here is nothing really changed other than runway. So what we'll do is click there, double check my chart real quick. I hope I'm using the right one. Four left, okay. Four left, execute, takeoff speeds will delete. Yes, that is true. So all we got to do is go back. That's all good. Anything change here? TO 49, TO 49, no. Okay, go to takeoff. We're showing 310 at 13. New runway heading. $39. Okay, so what we've got to do, guess what? We're going to be quickly reading 1500. Okay, and so we're going to go with 42, 150, 2, 153. Trim 5.25. Okay, so we're still same trim. All right, so however, that means we start there. All right, folks, we got to do a quick, let's go over this real quick. I'm just going to verbally do it. Newark. Okay, for the fours, we're going to be climbing zero through this. Actually, we're going to also kind of zig a little. So we're going to climb on a heading of 3.9, then at 500 feet, make a right turn to 060 at IEAZ. Let's see, at DME 4.0, we're going to do a left turn to 290 crossing Teterboro radial westbound, climb to 3,000. All right, so pretty much the same, just a lot of different. All right, so 060 to 290. Okay. All right, and one last thing I want to do here, go to legs. What is that one? SBJ? Yeah. SBJ. Okay. Put that in here. Execute. All right. Now I'm not going to clear that vector. Okay, so there we go, folks. We are going to set reject takeoff now. Arm the auto throttle. Newark traffic, FedEx 811, type 737, departing runway 4 left. And let's make sure we start moving. Okay. I don't know why that anti-collision always changes like that, but it does. Okay, nothing there. All right, we got to get one thing set up here. And I want to do that before entering the runway. So we'll go over to here. Of course, you're going to taxi through me. I want radar. Excuse me. Then over here, I want traffic and terrain. Okay, here we go. Okay, now entering the runway, we want to turn the strobes on, so all the way up. All right, again, folks, if you want to join in, we're taking off from Newark to Greensboro, North Carolina. Feel free to join in. We'd love to have you here on POSCON. We're flying X-Plane Zibo 737. It's not actually fictitious anymore. It's a real livery. But feel free to pick up whatever you want. Before takeoff checklist, continuous on our start switches. Auto brake is in reject. Auto throttles are armed. We're cleared for takeoff. And landing lights on. Let's go to TARA. There we go. And heading bug is set for runway heading left, and RNAV is set. Lower A cam. I don't get why they want it blank. Let's make sure nothing over here. Strobes are on. TARA. Okay, fixed. We're going to go to 60%, but yeah, we're going to throttle up to 60%, stabilize, and then go toga. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. Thanks for flying with Mike, and here we go. Stable. Go.
$80 knots.
And we're really running hard on that left rudder. Sorry, folks, for it seeming to be all over the runway.
V1. Rotate.
Hopefully getting off the ground.
Positive rate.
Hang on. Sorry for that, folks. I'm sure it's the wind. Gear up.
$400.
K060.
1,000.
Okay, landing gear off. Okay. Okay, flaps up. Thanks for catching that there. Okay, we're about to go to vectors here in a minute. One thing I do like, oh, I keep forgetting this is not that bird. Yep, I would have swore I hit that. I do apologize, folks. Okay. I like setting to 240. Okay, so we're into clouds. We're going to go ahead for safety, get that anti-ice on. Should be on vectors. And we're direct. Okay, we are now direct. We're going to do the after takeoff checklist now. Clocks are on, stable. We got airborne, flaps up, auto brakes off, engine start switches can go off. We're going to hold to 10,000 feet. Landing lights will retract at 10,000 and the altimeter at standard once we cross 18. After takeoff checklist complete. Center pumps are empty. We'll do an autopilot FMC check here at 10,000 as well as 18,000 and at cruise. All right, folks, we are airborne. That was the after start checklist. Let's run through it real quick here in Zibo. Got that, got that. Man, what a crosswind out of there. Okay, landing gear, auto brake. Okay. There's our 10,000 and transition. Okay, so we're done, folks, for now. So we just got through 10,000, so we're just gonna reach up here, get our landing lights off, taxi lights off, and okay, and they are now in auto. Okay, hang on. I want to make sure everything's on. Everything's off. Okay, there we go, folks. We are on our way. All right, folks. Well, I haven't had much time to talk because get off topic a little bit here. But as we're climbing up here, we got just about to hit transition. We'll take care of that real quick. Transition should have taken care of it over here, and it did. All right, folks. If you like what you've seen, you want to be a part of the broadcast or anything like that, you want to help out. Click follow. That way you know at least when we're going to be next up live. And if for those of you on YouTube, we'd love you to click subscribe. But the big thing that does, folks, like I said, when we go live on Twitch, now the YouTube guys, you won't know when we do unless you come over to Twitch, set an account up, and follow us. But when you click follow, you've got notifications set up. It'll let you know, hey, Flying with Mike is flying between blah, blah, blah and blah, blah, blah. You know, so it's up to you, though, folks. But we do thank you very much. We thank the 45 people who have done that. And the few that have come over to our Discord channel, which we're trying to build our community up there as well. So anything suggestion wise and all, we'd love to hear from you in the chat room here, Discord. You know, let us know, folks. I'm here for you all to try to put the best presentation out there, as much knowledge as I can give that I know. So feel free to click follow. Now we just crossed SBJ, which is Solberg, New Jersey. We're now headed to Biggie, which is our first fix on the route, and then on to the routing. And the music you hear in the background. Also, folks, if that music is too loud, too soft, if I'm all of a sudden not heard, oh, please, in the chat, let me know. I try to follow it as much as I can, but sometimes, you know, it doesn't register. And right now, maybe we're seeing that happening again. We had a little trouble in the beginning. Hopefully, there we go. We had some trouble with the audio in the beginning, so it came back. It came on once I realized it wasn't doing anything. So that's the kind of things, folks. Sure would love to know. I went a whole stream once not knowing that I wasn't even talking to y'all. So, and probably y'all are going, hallelujah. So, but anyway, we're getting up there into cruise now. Let's see where we stand. Through 20, coming up on 25,000. So, folks, really sit back, relax, enjoy. We'll be sitting on the side here while the music from Pretzel Rocks plays. We're on the Epic channel, so hope it's enjoyable, hopefully not too overpowering. We'll check that here in a second to see, but we do really thank you for joining us, and if you would click follow, that would mean a lot for us to know that there's more people coming on. Hang on a second, we had this song already. I wasn't expecting that to roll through here real quick. Let's see what happens here. Well, for those of you that joined us in the beginning and just saw a blank or a logo and no music that came in near the end of it, this is what you were listening to. Okay, like I said, we're POSCON, Newark to Greensboro. We're flying a 737. Feel free to pick aircraft of your choice, folks. We'll be talking to you here shortly. And before I send y'all away, we are reaching top of climb. So let's do the quick cruise brief here. The center pumps were already off. AP and FMC check. I want to make sure we're on the right heading. And we just hit top of climb. So let's come down here and 238 miles to go. Let's I'm gonna go ahead and check the airfield out here. Hang on a second. That's what I was afraid of. They too are landing on the 2-3s. So cool. Sim brief got it all wrong today. All right, not a bad deal. Plenty of time out. We'll plug that in. Right there. Two, 3 left, 10,000 feet long. Let me, real quick, because I know some of y'all here aren't familiar with Sim Toolkit. Now, we're not changing anything over here. We're only going to be changing some information here. So let me bring it up. Right now, we're set up on the 5 right, and of course, 2 right, which we did not use. Let's do a change. So what we'll do is go to flight planning. Now, we took off on 4 left, and basically all that's going to do is change what we see, and 2, 3 left. Click update plan, which is what it just did, and update. Now I bet it wanted, hang on, I bet it wanted a leading 0. The easiest way to find this. All right, let's try this. There we go. Update. There we go. All right, so now you see 2, 3 left. Here's the ILS information and that. Real nice quick glance. Winds 330. Holy mackerel. They are just killing us today on these winds. Holy Toledo. Oh well, we're coming into a... Well, let me check the cross runway. Okay, so it's a 6,300 foot runway, 1432 right. Wow, they are killing us on these winds. Oh well, we just did the en route change there, and okay, 2, 3 left. See what kind of transitions we're working. Nice. Okay, done. Lib or GSO? Okay. Alright, so what I've done here, folks, as you saw, I took out GSO, because I'm going to put that up here real quick for you. I might even just, you know what, let's just do it. Let's go into a arrival brief. Okay. Alright, so we got the first chart up here, but I don't have Sim Toolkit. Hang on a second. Close. That hit the wrong switch. Sorry, folks. There we go. Okay, so Sim Toolkit's up. Basically, we're going to be coming in from Lynchburg to Henby. Henby would normally take you to GSO, and then we're going to fly out, do a procedure turn, come in. I'm going direct and over. Pilot's choice, let's call it that. All right, Henby is at 12,000. Hey. So we're going to come over Henby on the GSO radio 360 to GSO, radar vectors to final. So we could kind of do that. We're going to kind of sneak over. Don't like that altitude. Okay, what we've got programmed in should work. Okay, so from there, so we're going Henby direct to, I think it's, let me look at the FMS, 6 miles from Brant. So we're going to probably be about right here coming to Brant. Brant, we need to be inbound at 2,729 feet. Okay, so let's go into that chart. Let me kind of blow it up a little bit. Okay, it's a Jepson chart dated 12 March 20, page 11-3. It is effective for the ILS runway 23 left. You got your frequencies across the top. Coming down, we've got the localizer will be 109.3. We'll have to set that down below. Final approach course 234. Now, typically this would have the procedure turn in. So inbound, you would want to cross Brant, not outbound, but inbound at 2,729 feet, or be already on the glide slope. Either way, you don't make that, you got to go missed. ILS decision altitude is 1089 MSL, or 200 feet above sea level. Correction, flip that. 1089 feet MSL, 200 feet above the ground. Airport elevation's 926 feet, and the touchdown zone is 889. Missed approach procedure here, if needed, is to climb to 1,300 feet. Then make a left turn while climbing to 3,100 feet to the GSO VOR and hold. Continue the climb and hold until you're at 3,100 feet. Transition level, we don't need to worry about it. It's always the same. And okay, so frequencies we need to be aware of. ILS again is 109.3. It's identified India Hotel. India Hotel. And again, it's on the 234 heading for the runway. Greensboro. Okay, that is 116.2, and it's identified Golf Sierra Oscar. Alright, so moving down to the bottom part of the descent area and minimums. This is what I was talking about. If we were going from GSO up the localizer, after Brant, we do a procedure turn to come back in. We're looking at inbound, so 2729 here, or the glide slope. And we follow it down to 200 foot AGL and then on. Now the And right now, none of this is looking applicable. Runway lighting is approach lights are ALS F2, PAPIs on the left. And then here is our missed approach one more time. So folks, pretty hopefully straightforward. We hopefully will just do it VFR and not worry about it. So but if we have to, we've got it briefed and all. VREF for today's flight. All right, so let me clear that. You can get an idea where we are in relation. We're getting to about the halfway point-ish. So we'll start making sure everything's plugged right. 157 miles from top of descent. All right, so VREF. Let me try the ACARS program one. Oop, I hit the wrong one. Hang on. All right, so we're going to go landing. I'm going to update this. It's popping a tailwind on us. Okay, so VREF right now is looking at 149 with 30 degrees flaps and an approach speed of 154. Now, I'm going to try the ACARS program here. I clicked it wrong. Sorry, folks. Oh, I put all the runways on. Doggone it. Silly me. Alright, 23 left. Looks like got the same numbers. Distance, we're looking at the margin 5,907 feet. So that's going to leave us, yeah. So actual will be 3,300 feet. So pretty good landing if we do everything right. Let me see how it fared with the other one. So yeah, we should have about 3,000 feet when we land. So that's cool. And we just got a long taxi back to park. Alright folks, so that's going to wrap up the arrival brief. Sit back and enjoy the ride. We are right now, hang on a second. What did I screw up? Hang on, something screwed up here. Put it in there again. Okay, let's see if that affected anything. 128 miles. Okay. Wow. I must have given it all. No, I did set 2 runways. I don't know what caused that. But anyway, all right, so okay, so 4. All right, so there we go, folks. Let's take a look at the bird outside. All right, folks. Hope you enjoy the music coming in from Pretzel Rocks, and we'll rejoin here in a few minutes. But please chat away in the chat room if you're so inclined, or on Discord. Love to talk with each of you, and I just happened to see that SPEC'S is airborne with the new Beluga out of InBuilds. I don't think I'll be getting that, but I may get that A300 600. I never really got into the Beluga. I know a lot of people did. It just never, the Guppy didn't even really, I mean, it's a neat airplane to understand, but it just really never did much for me. So, but the A300-600, and I may start looking at some other payware aircraft, but we'll see. Right now, we're enjoying the Zibo and Pretzel Rock, so we'll just kind of see where things go in the next 100 or so miles, and then we'll get set up for descent. In the meantime, enjoy the ride. All right, folks. Well, we are 32 miles from top of descent. Let's do the descent checklist, why don't we? Okay, descent checklist goes. Set the destination altitude, which is... Well, let's run her down. We'll go to 12. I'm sorry, I went way past it. We'll go from there. Okay. Put the engines in continuous. Oh, did I turn? I did turn those off. Okay. Into continuous. And at 15,000, we'll turn the seatbelt sign on. I never turned it off, so oh well. And we're ready to start our descent. Let's go over to this side and execute. Okay, let's go ahead and dial back. Make sure we're going to descend. Oh, we didn't roll this one out. Okay. I'm going to go back over to this side only because we may catch an airplane out here. Nope, we're not seeing it. It's just outside our 10-mile range. Okay. Okay, cruise climb. We did all of that, and okay, pressurization's verified. Recall. Approach ref. That's what's next. Okay, so we're looking at. Oh, is that saying what I think it is? 143. I'm actually going to go with it, and we'll come in at 156, though 54 on our approach. All right. We are starting down. Pretty good descent clip here. All right, folks, we've got the music turned off for the rest of the flight, so that way it's a little easier on us all.
Thousand to go.
Okay, so let's what I'm going to do here, folks, I'm just pulling up Piedmont real quick. I got a suspicion where they park. Yeah, it just got confirmed. Okay. All right, we'll see if that's there. All right, we'll be parking basically all the way at the other end of the runway, so not a problem. Okay, we're coming up on 12,000, still 24 miles out, so we'll kind of hold it here. Okay, we've got radio baro set, nav radios. That's the only thing we have left to do, and the auto brake. Okay, auto brake's going to 3. And for runway 23 left, 109.3. All right. And I do apologize for coughing in your ear there like that. Let's come back to GSO 234. Okay, so we're all plugged in. Checklists complete. Approach checklist coming up here at Henneby as we will begin to slow down here. So let's go to one more time, and we're about 10 miles out. Kind of hoping it'll do it on its own, but if it doesn't, we'll be ready. Okay, there we go. We're starting our descent now. And we're going to get the speed brakes out. So hang on a second here. Okay, so we are slowing. That's what's the big thing. Okay, so approach checklist. Okay, so the altimeters have been set to 3011. Altitude and approach is set. ILS course set. VCARD approach speed ref has been set, and again we're going with 143 for a VREF. We'll go with 150 for the approach. And here we coming down. Okay, so we're well below what we need. That's good. All right. Throttles are coming back up to recover from that. Okay. And we're going to get the landing lights on. Okay, and continuing, once we are in on the approach, flaps will set, armed, speed brakes, auto brake is set to 3, landing gear will go down, and lights are already on. Alright folks, that takes care of that checklist as well as that one. Okay, we've got the lights on, passenger signs, we've already passed transition, we've updated, we're good there. So we're good for the ILS. Alright folks, so up ahead will be where we joined a localizer. We still got a good 20 miles to go and to get down. So we're watching a lot of different things here, keeping our speed reasonable. We do have a decel up ahead, which will take us, well, start slowing us for 156. All right. Any predictions out there you may have? All you got to do to set a prediction in the system, and I will set one right now. All right, there we go. Pretty simple. Alright folks, for those of you out in the chat out there, water's warm. Feel free to hop on in, hit the chat, let us know. If you like what you're seeing, enjoying the Zibo here coming into Greensboro 4, FedEx, by all means, all you got to do is click the follow button. Every time we go live, you'll get an email letting you know where we're going. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and dial this one down to 20. Waiting on the information to come alive. Okay, according to the latest information from FedEx Express Virtual, we are 6 minutes out. Okay, seatbelts, that's fine. Think. Okay. We're all set here. Nav radios are on. One last check. 1093, 234. Okay. And there we go. We've got all aspects lit up here, folks. And we're going to go ahead, punch in approach. One more time for the speed brakes. And you can see that they're deployed to try to help slow us down. Kind of looking out there to see if we see the airfield. Okay, so we got traffic up ahead.
1,000 to go.
Okay, first notch of flaps coming in. And that's all we're going to put for the speed brakes. Going to flaps 5.
2,500.
Okay, we're 2,200 feet above the ground. We are in approach mode, slowing. No runway as of yet. Greensboro traffic, FedEx 811, type 737, established on the localizer. Okay, all right, the glide slope has now become alive and moving. 20, we'll call it 3,100 feet. Might have the runway. That looks like a wicked crab coming in. Holy mackerel. Oh no, it isn't. Never mind. Okay. Winds are 314 at 12. Okay, we're going to go flaps 10, glide slope, and Brant is to go gear down. Gear going down. Okay, we're going flaps 10 to 15. We're going to go ahead and go down to 20, arm up the speed brakes. $25.
1,000 feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Okay, land 3. Let's go flat. Oh, back up.
Approaching minimums.
And that ramp just to our right we went by is where we'll be parking.
100 minimums.
For those interested.
50, 40, 30, 10, 10.
$80 knots.
All right, I have not yet seen. Oh Lord, that was horrid. Huh. Okay, so we've cleared the runway. Okay, so, wow, that was horrid. These winds out here are really rough today. All right, so let us do the Greensboro traffic, FedEx 811, clear, runway 23 left, taxi to FedEx. Okay. Okay, that takes care of getting those up. Wow. Okay. Let's go to the after landing. Okay, so auto brakes will be off. Speed brake should be down. It is. Probe heat, exterior lights, and engine starts should be set to auto and off up here. Strobes off. All right. And finally, weather radar off, flaps up, transponder as needed. And the heat is off. Here we go. Let's take her to FedEx. Alright folks, well, that was definitely not that pretty of a landing. I'm waiting to see how FedEx scores it when I shut down. Got a little bit of a taxi here. Making sure I haven't missed anything. Okay. All right, we are taxiing up Kilo to the FedEx ramp. And like I said, it's all the way at the north end, so folks, good time to take a break. Probably take a minute or two to get up there. We'll see you up there at the as we pull into park at FedEx. And as always, thanks for flying with Mike. All right, folks, we're getting close. Looks like we're, let's see what we're passing here. Fire station? That didn't look like a fire station. Is that supposed to be a terminal? No, that's behind us. I know this is a cargo ramp. Up here is the FedEx ramp. I'm not... Oh, I got one spot in the cargo ramp. Okay, a lot of trucks. A lot of trucks. I take that back. I do not have any spots in here. Oh, wow. Interesting way they have them parking here. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, this is a unique ramp. Wow. I should have probably popped in here first. Trying to think if I've been to Charleston yet or not. Because this is not how it shows up. But that doesn't surprise us. All right, we're going to halt it here. Make sure the parking brake is set, and then we're going to go into shutdown. Okay, come on, shutdown. There we go. All right, so one thing we did not start, we'll have to wait on it now, APU. Yep, there we go. Position lights, yeah, okay. So we'll wait on it, won't take too long. Okay, so let's go to the one on Zibo then. Okay, parking brake set. We'll establish electric power and then cut the engines. Almost there. Okay, so we got that. We'll go to APU up there. Seat belts off. Okay. Start levers cut off. Fasten seatbelts is off. Collision lights off. Fuel pumps off. Okay. Oops, they're down here. Okay. All right. So collision lights, fuel pumps. Okay. Ice protection's off. Okay. Hydraulic panel set. All right. Flight director's off. Up here to the bleed for the APU. they're saying engine's off too. Okay. Left and right recircs are on. Auto brake is off. APU and bleeds are. Oh, that's shut down completely. Okay, so we're good there. And transponder and APU switch as needed. All right, folks, we are shut down here in good old Greensboro, North Carolina. Flight directors are off. Transponder standby. All right, well, that, folks, is going to end it. Yeah, looking at that time, I don't think I have enough time to do another one. I do appreciate y'all joining us, though. Let me click stop. Yeah. Well, let's see here how it logged. Actually, pretty brutal. And I deserve it. That was a attempted auto land that just not right in every aspect. Yeah. All right, folks. Well, it was a good flight from Newark down to here. Love to one day be able to pick up that second flight, but looking at dinner here in about an hour and a half, and I just don't think I can get this bird turned around to somewhere else in that time frame to be able to eat. So, well, folks, we're gonna sign off here. Again, if you like what you saw, like what you heard, we sure would appreciate if you'd click follow. Um, all it's going to basically do is gives you the ability to know when we're flying next, along with allowing us to reach closer to our first goal of 50 followers. Makes us an affiliate here. We would love to become a Twitch affiliate, but overall, though, the big thing for me is that we get people flying, people talking, people just want people, to be a part of this stream. So, all right, folks, well, we're going to wrap it up. We thank you so kindly for joining. We don't have anyone following today, which is a sad thing, but hopefully tomorrow, or actually tomorrow, we're not flying. Our next flight earliest would be Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday I got to work, so there won't be any flights then. But Wednesday we'll be on. I don't know yet where we'll fly. Kind of watch Twitch, Discord, Facebook for the latest and greatest information there. But for now, folks, thanks for flying with Mike. We sure do appreciate it. And we'll be looking for you on the next flight. Y'all have a great day, and God bless.